Okay, conjunctions. What's another word? Jackson, do you know? Fanboys. Good job. Okay, on our piece of paper, we're going to take notes today. Go ahead and title your paper Correlative Conjunctions.
We've already learned about conjunctions. Miss Nix just reviewed that with you. Today we're going to learn about a certain type of conjunction called correlative conjunctions.
Quickly grab a pencil and have a seat, please. So the first part we're going to write is what we've already talked about, what a conjunction is, okay? A conjunction is a word that joins other words or parts of a sentence together, okay? That's what we're going to write right now.
So first you're going to review conjunctions by writing its definition again at the top. She's writing a conjunction is a word that joins other words or parts of a sentence. A conjunction is a word that joins other words or parts of a sentence. That's a conjunction's job, to join.
This is just like a review from what you've already learned about conjunctions and the fanboys. Just 1 second. Okay, want to see it?
Not right now, next one.
So this is the review. A conjunction is a word that joins other words or parts of a sentence together. We've done that with compound sentences using our what? Can you tell us again? Fanboys. Okay, so now I'm going to write the definition of what a correlative conjunction is. That's what we're working on today. So a correlative conjunctions are used in pairs, but they are separated by words. Okay?
So skip a line and write this definition. Correlative conjunctions are used in pairs, but they are separated by other words. And we'll talk about what correlative means in just a second. Correlative conjunctions are used in pairs, but are separated by other words.
So when we joined compound sentences, we used one fanboy. And today, when we work on correlative conjunctions, we're going to use a pair. So they always have a buddy. We can't use one without the other.
Correlative comes from the root word correlate, which means to work together. For example, if I said Cedric correlated with Logan on their science project, that means they work together. Correlative conjunctions are conjunctions that work together. They are always in a pair, which is why Ms. Nix underlined pairs. They always come in a pair, but they're not right next to each other in the sentence. They're always separated by some words, and you'll see some examples in a moment after we list our correlative conjunctions, which is next.
So next I'm going to list a few correlative conjunctions, and these are not all of them, they're just the most commonly used. Ma'am?
Oh, she wants, it's not broad enough. Okay, I'll fix that.
Is that better? Okay. So our first pair that we're going to use is neither nor. And I'm sure that you've heard these used before
Neither nor.
by a teacher or parent. On neither nor, I'm going to give you examples on these first ones, okay? So the first correlative conjunction pairs, because I can't use one without the other, right? So neither Miss Reynolds nor I had a great lunch today.
Neither
Neither and nor.
nor I had a great lunch today. Every time you use neither, you must use
Nor, because they're buddies. I'm in a pair. You can't use one without the other.
Q and U.
Like what?
Q and U. Like the letters Q and U. And U.
Oh, like Q always goes with U? Yes, she's
Good
saying like
job.
when you write a Q, you must have a U. When you write neither, you must always have nor. Good example.
Good job, Kylie. Okay, our next pair is either or. And I am more than certain you've used these before, or you've at least heard them. Maybe when your mother says, you can either have cereal or a Pop-Tart for breakfast. You will either go to bed or get grounded.
Either
Right.
correlates with or. They work together. They always, if you have either, you always have or.
So our next pair is both and. Both and. Both my husband and I went to Dominican Republic.
Both my husband and I went to the Dominican Republic.
I have to
They
use
correlate. They work together.
both because they're what?
What? Correlated conjunctions are like husband and wife. Yeah, they always go together.
They're buddies.
They're buddies,
partners.
yeah.
Husbands and wives are buddies and partners.
That's one way to think about it, Cedric. All right, here's your next pair, your next group of buddies.
Is whether or.
Now this weather, W-H-E-T-H-E-R, that is not like the weather outside. That weather does not mean cloudy, sunny, rainy, snowy. This is a homophone for that weather, and it's spelled differently, sounds the same. This weather is a correlating conjunction.
I don't care whether you go to your grandparents or you go to your friend's house.
I don't care whether you go to your grandparents or you go to your friends.
So you kind of have an option there. We have to use both of them because they're pairs. We can't use whether without using, Soraya? We can't use whether without using or. Thank you.
They're correlative conjunctions.
Their
They
husband and
correlate.
wife.
They work together. Whether and or, their husband and wife. I like that.
Okay, so our next pair of correlative conjunction is rather than.
Rather.
Rather
than. I would rather go to Six Flags than go to Great Wolf Lodge. I used rather than. I used my buddy. I can't use one without using the other.
And this is the only pair where we have a conjunction that's not a fanboy. There are other conjunctions that do not fit our fanboy acronym. We haven't learned all of them. Van is one. It's the only example that doesn't have a fanboy.
Our last group of correlative conjunctions is Miss Reynolds' favorite.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Not only, but also.
Not only, but also.
Not only.
Written in every single one of my college essays, I use the correlative conjunction, not only, but also.
Not only will I go Christmas shopping, but also I will go birthday shopping.
Not only will I go Christmas shopping, but also I will go birthday shopping. Every time you use not only, you have to use but also. They correlate, they work together. They are partners.
Remember, when we're using these correlative conjunctions, we have to use them together. They're buddies, they come in pairs, okay? So now, when we're done, we're gonna flip it over and write our own examples, your own sentences, but we're gonna do it together, okay?
So Ms. Nix is going, I'm sorry.
You're not good.
Ms. Nix is going to call out a pair of correlative conjunctions. She is going to take a sentence from a volunteer in the audience. If you have a sentence, raise your hand and she'll call on you. However, do not raise your hand unless you already have a sentence in mind. She doesn't want to call on you and then wait for you to think. Okay? So when she calls out the pair, think of a sentence first and then raise your hand.
Are we ready? Okay, let's go with either or. Who has a sentence for either or? Emily? Oh, that's great. I either want to go to Great Wolf Lodge or I want to go to the water park. Okay, let's write that.
We're all going to write examples.
And I'm going to underline either because it's my what?
Correlative conjunction.
So you can start sentences with them?
I either want to go to the water park or I want to go to, what was the end of it?
The Wolf Lodge.
Great Wolf Lodge. Okay. I either want to go to the water park or I want to go to Great Wolf Lodge.